Hey you guys, welcome back to Kimball's Corner. Today I'm gonna try, so I found this paper. It is pastel paper, black, and I tried doing some pastel stuff on it. It just smudged way too easily. I can't do it. No, but I thought it might be fun to try some watercolors on it, because that's who I am. And I'll be doing some colored pencils, maybe some power pastels, some shiny watercolors. I'm not really sure. Maybe it won't work, maybe it will. Let's find out together, because we got time. So let's get creative and see what we could do. I'm gonna open up my colored pencils, and what would be the best color to go down? I will just do a peach and go from there. No, let's do a more exciting color. This is Kimball's Corner after all. We do fun colors here. I like this pink. What is this? Nope. Yeah, I think it's process red. Let's see if it works on this paper. I probably should have planned something out. I didn't, because that's who I am, sadly. Also, these are the Pastel Dreams watercolors from Prima Marketing, which I think they're called Art Philosophy now too, or that's another name for the brand or something. I don't know. Let's draw a face and go from there. Oh, we're gonna draw a face. Face, 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 face. Face, face, face. I got nothing, so I'm gonna just, we're gonna do... Should I do eyes closed? No, I don't want to do eyes closed. We'll do them kind of closed. Trying to keep my sketch a little light since I know I'm gonna be doing watercolors on these, but I'll also be doing colored pencils as well. I never work on black paper. This is interesting, new, and exciting. I was just checking the this thing, the phone, to see if you guys could actually see it. So that's good that you can. Let's see. I want to do her. Well, I want to make like my big, stupid, open mouth looking thing because I want to draw teeth. Something like that. So just be hair up here. Got a little flow happening. I think we're good there. I'm gonna bring in some other colors really quick to remind me of what I want to do in the future. Something in that realm. Set those aside. I activated my watercolors with water. Let's see how watercolors are gonna go on this paper that is not very thick, is not watercolor paper, and may just, see how I just threw my brush? Yeah. All right, let's just see how this is gonna work. Also, concerned, do I use it, do I keep the black as like the shadows, or do I just paint over the whole thing and try and build up from there? Because then I could pull out my gouache. Oh, all this and more. You know what, let's just cover the whole thing with some paint and go from there. Wow, let's hope that sinks in and tones down a little. Another plus about it being an elf is that the skin tone doesn't have to be accurate. Ooh, the paper's already buckling like crazy. I know what you're thinking. This is beautiful. I know. But we are just laying down a foundation. We got so many other things to go over this. I mean, now that I know what I'm working with, I'm gonna embrace it. Kinda looks like I just laid down chalk. Who's creepy? Let's throw in some hair color. Blues? Sure. Maybe I'll mix with that, make a weird purple. A lot more blue added. I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out, as I'm sure some of you are. Hopefully my lines can peek back through. Looks like they are on the face. I'm not terribly worried about them disappearing. But hopefully this blue doesn't dry and, you know, look like her skin tone. I'm gonna have to take a break and really let this dry. Otherwise, my paper is gonna get really weak. All right, gonna hair dryer it. Gonna bring out some colored pencils and other goodies and see where we go from there. Well, if she didn't just become the dullest thing ever, let's bring her back to life. And I'm gonna start with the eyes. Let's see where this takes us. Also, yes, I painted my nails with my Jane Davenport paint over pens. Probably shouldn't get too crazy with the lashes right now because I'm not sure how I'm gonna color her face. All right, I'm gonna add a little blue to her eyes. Ooh, like a grayish blue. More specifically, light cerulean blue. To the whites of her eyes, not her actual pupils or her iris. Maybe if I just focus on the T of her face. Did I just spit? Is that spit? What is that? Where did that come from? Well, she got a mole now. If I focus on the T of her face, like eyes, nose, mouth, and then a little bit of her hair and keep it loose everywhere else so your eyes are drawn to her face, that could be good. Let's see here, get some peachy tones, some pinks, some crazy hot pinks. A couple things to work with. Working on her nose. Her nose. Her nose. Yeah, can you tell I'm bored? And it's quiet, and I've been inside for like 3 days. Oh, well, I didn't want to use that part of the pencil anyway. I thought, hey, let's just throw away a big chunk of pigment. All right, that doesn't look good. I'm just gonna do some simple, like the light's gonna come from forward and above, because that is an easy shading light source for me to work with. Just kind of blocking in some loose shading. I'm having a real hard time talking. Okay. Not really even gonna worry about her cheekbones and stuff. I'm gonna leave those pretty plain, probably. We'll see how things develop. I should have gotten a darker color for her lips. We'll work on those a bit more a bit later. Decisions. It's so light that it's kind of bugging me. Now I'm gonna create some highlights. These are the brow bones, usually where the light hits right under the brow and above into the, like, the sides of the temple, the sides of the forehead. And right here is where like the skull kind of curves around, so there's usually a little highlight there. In my world anyway. Get her eyelids. She's got some heavy eyelids. On top of her mouth. Top of the chin. Around the eyes. It's a little dark here because the forehead like kind of overhangs or like goes over this area. So there might be some light here, but then it kind of dips in where the eyes are set back. We're gonna do something with this. Let's add some pinks. Feel like I should be shading with just this purple. Do I have a darker purple? Not the right shade. Don't want to bring in the white just yet. But now seems like a good time. I need to bring in like a brown, something to darken up under her nose. Good old dark brown. Let's see if I can just kind of make it a little more voluminous. And bring in this reddish purpley tone, just cause. And then bring in a nice blushy pink. Is this blush pink? What is this? Blush pink. To tone down everything and kind of tie it all together. Taking my dark blue, which I'm using as my darkest color because I don't want to bring black in. Got a little sloppy on the sides. Well, that nostril looks sloppy to me, but it's okay, it's in shadow. Something like that. Let's get her lips in. Do I give her red lips, or do I just add some red to her lips? Because I like that hot pink coming through, that's fun. So I'll give it a nice red base. Work on this hot pink. And do Wonder how this neon pink would look on this paper. Probably not that interesting. Yeah, it's not very bright. It's not popping the way I want it to. I feel like this pink might be a little more in line with what I'm wanting. Working towards the highlights. Okay, bringing in some white for the dramatic highlights. Because you know, she's an elf and she's got to have the shiniest lips in the world. Ooh, so shiny. Ish. All right, we're gonna use this blue because it's out. I'm gonna just fill in the teeth white. I don't know, maybe I should go gray. I feel like the blue might be a little too much color for right there. Let's get a gray. This is a French gray. The French grays are my favorite grays. It's a nice warm gray. There, that kind of pushes her teeth back. Sets them under the lip. I do want a dark line under here. Maybe I should use the red. The red is a bit darker. Just because that would be like the darkest part of the lip showing right there. Do a little red in the mouth, just because I can. And then, would this blue make it really blue? No. There, it's very, very dark, but there's a slight purple in her mouth, which is nice. So that's looking good. It looks a little more lively than her nose. Oh well. Let's get her eyeballs doing something more interesting. I'm going to use the brown and get her eyelid crease a little more defined. And I want the eyelid to be very round. So I'm going to try and highlight the top of it. And then I'm gonna take a darker peach, come in from the side. And then I'm going to take, I'm debating if I want to stay with like neutrals and do like a brown to add some more depth, or if I want to bring in the purples. I'll do a little of both. Just because purple is a much more exciting color to look at when it comes to shading than just plain old brown. But I also didn't really want it to look like she's wearing purple makeup. And if that's how it turns out, so be it. I'm gonna add the extra bright highlight. Just wiping off, there was some red residue from her lips. Something like that. Add a little more peach into it. I'm going to bring in the dark blue just for the crease of the brow. Or, wow, the eyelid. Just to set it back a little bit more. A little more dramatic. Just trying to add a little shadow from where her eyelid would be hanging over her iris color, which I guess I could have just used the darkest of these colors, the turquoises. And just come back in with white and kind of make some of that stand out a little better. And then go back in with the dark blue and redefine that pupil. I mean, she looks high. Should we add some red to her eyes? Always. Yeah. Girl needs a nap. Let's see if I can find a brighter red. I always grab magenta when I want a brighter red. I don't really like magenta. Crimson red. She's been working a long shift and she is exhausted. Kind of looks like her pupil is on the outside of her eye, and that's creepy. All right, I think I'm just gonna drag her lashes out. And not, well, okay, maybe I'll give her this little highlight on the lower part. And then her lashes can come out. I'm feeling it. I could be down with that. Her eyebrows are up a bit high. Because she's an elf, obviously. Not sure where to go with that just yet. I am gonna use this first color I used to outline her face to just kind of create some energy. I'm just gonna go over those lines again, so it doesn't look like it's totally unfinished, and it looks a little more intentional. And I'm debating if I want to take the pink through the blue of her hair. I wish that her hair was a little more blue, because that would look really neat. I'm just gonna give her some darker eyebrows. And I'm gonna add a little highlight to those hairs. I wonder if this neon, I mean, I know I tried it already, but I really want it to pop. Let's get her chin colored in just a little bit more. Adds just a little bit of volume. I feel like I do need to work out her eyes a little bit more, which is kind of annoying because I already put down those lashes. It's not going to take a lot. Even just adding in some highlights around the inner corners of her eyes helps a lot. And we can just add a little more detail here. Actually, I don't need the lightest, since everything is so light on this paper. Just kind of refining, trying to make these pencil sketches a little less scribbly looking, like those. I went a little crazy there. I'm getting like a total 80s like aerobic workout vibe from this picture. Like, come to my class, let's jazzercise. And I totally would if she invited me. Bring out this just a smidge. Just because the nose looked a little harsh. I'm gonna add a little more purplies. And the shadowy parts. Just so there is some more color there. Even though it's a shading color, it's still very light because it's on black, which is new for me. Ooh, what else? What else? What else? I could bring out my pastels to soften the skin tones. You know, okay, let me draw some fun lines through the hair, and then I'll bring them out and we'll see what happens. I'm just gonna use the same color I used to sketch it out. I think I'm just gonna leave her hair pretty plain. But I do want to actually be able to see the flow. And maybe a little white just on the upper parts. On the top of the hair, that would be like shiny. Makes it a little more electric feeling. I do this a lot, I'm just noticing. And, oh, you know, I love to add this color in next to that pink. And we're gonna call it good with that. All right, everybody, I'm busting out the palette pastels. Am I scared? Absolutely. Will it work? Maybe. I'm gonna pull out the birthday suit and my little spongy thing. And we're gonna pretend like we're gonna be okay with this. Let's do a skin tone first. It shifts around so much on this paper. I don't know why. When I do it in the Jane Davenport journal, it sticks better. Don't know why. All right, we're gonna use some of this purple in the eye area. I mean, I like that it's softening everything. I'm gonna have to probably put a fixative on it, which I don't like doing. She's turning into a cloud. So I'm going to bring out some blue tones to add some to her hair. So I'm bringing out the Chilled palette, which has a lot more blue in it. I just want some bright blues. Let's see how this, ooh, where to start. sweep it in a little bit. I like that green one. Just to mix up the colors a bit in her hair. Getting pastels all over everything. All right, I like that look quite a bit. I feel like I should take a really light green to give her hair a little highlight. It's also hard because I'm working on this paper that is very warped, but it just adds to the excitement. All right, whew! Now I think I'm gonna go over pencils one more time to really make them stand out because they kind of got lost with all that powder. But I do like it a lot more. I mean, it's a bit more exciting. It might look really messy on the camera, I'm not sure. But let's see if I just start adding some stronger lines. And yes, I went in with blue because I'm getting this whole pastel vibe. And I wanted to make it a little bit stronger. Okay, now I should probably do a really dark blue on some spots. Just trying to push the contrast a little bit more because everything got so soft with those pastels. I didn't really go over the eyes, so the eyes are fine. Don't want to push too hard. I'm not sure why I did that. I really didn't need it. You know what I could do is splatter this with some metallic colors. I won't, but I could. Just adding those pastels really gave it a very pastel look. So I'm adding like pinks and purples now, kind of everywhere. Ooh, I kind of like her. She's sassy. Is this it, you guys? Am I done? I think I'm done. Wow, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm surprised that she actually turned out pretty darn good. Was not expecting much because, I mean, it was watercolor on pastel paper, which, not the best combo, but it was a good, like, base, a good foundation to build up on. The colored pencils definitely work well, but the paper does eat them pretty quickly because it is a little grainy, but the pastels actually laid down pretty darn good. I just don't think they're gonna stay, so now I gotta find a way to make this not, you know, smudge around. Don't smudge around. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I would just encourage you to stay healthy and yeah, take care of yourselves and your families and your friends and your loved ones. And I will see you guys next time. Take care. All right, you guys, quick change of plans. I am not quite done. As you can see, I worked on it a little bit more because when I was finished, it didn't feel done. So what I did was I gave it a quick spray of this matte fixative from Blicks. It smelled awful. So I used this and I went over the whole thing to seal in the palette pastels. And then I pulled these out because it's kind of waxy, like this kind of, not waxy, but plasticky. And like colored pencils and stuff weren't really going down on it. So I played with these and I liked the effect I was getting. And before I went even further, I thought I would pull out my camera and record me doing a little bit more work. Just so you could see what I was doing. So I basically just put it down and then I just smear it around. And these are just kind of like a soft, really creamy crown, I guess is the best way I could describe it. And they are water soluble, but since I'm working on like a plasticky surface, I'm just smudging them with my finger. And they dry, when they dry, they don't move, because I already have a layer down and it's not moving. That is dry. So that is nice that you can layer these and get a little bit more of a solid look to the piece. I'm trying to avoid going over where the pencil work is and stuff because I can't do pencils on top of this. Just give a little bit to her ears. They aren't that important. I just forget that they're there, so I'm, you know, giving them a little life before I forget again. And it's kind of hard to see too because that medium is pretty shiny. And then I've been using this really dark purple for some of these darker spots, and then this purple for less dark spots. But it does blend oh so nicely. All right, and then I can just dip my finger into my water and then wipe it off. It cleans up really easily on a paper towel. Look, no marks. It's very nice. What do I want to do? Kind of want to try adding a little bit of this pinkish looking color into this background. No, it kind of dulls it up a little too much. Like, because the background is black, so it's just gonna kind of blend right in. But let's wash that off. So I'm just gonna amp those up now that first layer has dried, just to make them stand out a little bit more. Give a little intensity. So now I think she really is done. And these will just dry permanent, or at least they do when I use it on paper. I'm assuming it'll dry permanent once, it might take a little bit longer since it's on the plasticky, whatever this is, the gel acrylic matte something or others. But I think she's officially finished. And you know what? Thanks you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.